planet changes always support us to have better, effective concepts within the organization as well as the outside the organization. Performance appraisal is nothing but giving benefits for each and every employee based on their involvement in the organization. In part A, they're going to ask you 7 questions where you have to write only 5 questions, and the total marks of weightage will be for part A 10 marks. Warm welcome to third sem BBA students. In today's session, we're going to discuss the subject called organizational behavior, which is very much required for today's entrepreneurs to know that how the behavior will affect every organization and how it supports to their growth. I'm Professor Rajesh L.R. from Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, first grade, College of Commerce, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In this session, we are going to learn and we are going to get the information in the subject, how many modules are there and how it supports to us to learn the things and how much it is benefited and how it can be utilized in our day-to-day life activities if I am already in the business sector, and how it affects my business, how to change the concepts in my business part here, and even if I'm planning to start any organization in future, how it supports me. So why the organizations are not performing well means based on the organization behavior. Either it may be an internal part or it may be external part. Either it may be an individual person's performance or overall performance of the organization. So we should know that every part, how it supports me and executes in the present scenario. In today's session, we have the introduction concept, as I said to you people, that organization behavior and how it works out in our present scenario. After getting the information of entire subject, a person or a student should be in a capacity that to understanding the position of change management, and what are the determinants are there in the personality, and what are the things are there in the organization development, how it has to be made intervention with the human resource part or technological part or in the human resource supporting part like performance and other criteria. So a person will be able to make out and adopt all the things in his organization as well as where it supports for a future betterment of the organization. In this subject, we have 5 modules are there. In each module, there will be different concepts what we are going to learn. In the first module, we have here organization behavior foundation. In the second module, we have the group and team dynamics, how a group has to perform and how a teamwork has to be executed in the organization. If any small changes are there in the team, how it affects the organization. Like this, in all the 5 modules, we're going to learn one or the other concept which supports us to make out in such a way that to have betterment and to reach the main concept of any organization is nothing but survive in the market and earn the profit as much as it is possible more. It is nothing but maximizing the profits. So in the next concept, we are going to learn in this particular subject how many questions will be asked from each unit, and that is nothing but from each module, and what is the weightage of each and every module what we have here, and what is the pattern we have here. As per the NEP 2020, it is a 60 marks paper and 40 marks will be internals, total 100 marks here. In that 60 marks, the question paper has been divided into 3 parts, part A, part B and part C. We're going to learn and get the information of exam pattern. And in the last concept of today's agenda, we are going to discuss about the skill development activities. So what are the work has to be made by the students and how it supports for his future internal assessment. Learning outcome, as I said that one, after coming out from the subject, after getting all the information at the end of the session, that is nothing but end of semester session, he should be able to analyze the role of organization behavior in his organization's business criteria and other part here. And he should be able to understand how the group dynamics will affect the organization and how it supports him to increase more in the market sector, like earning profit, or it may be earning any name in the market. So better to have a proper group, and the teamwork has to be made here. And either it may be a small change in the team or a small changes in the environment of the organization, how it affects both internal as well as external activities of the business. So you'll be able to make out that easily. And next part here, able to consider the process of organization development means if I want to develop my business in the market, how it has to be made, whether what type of criteria are to be adopted, if I make certain changes for the purpose of organization development, how it affects us, and which model is better for me, and how it is going to be made support to make out in such a way that when achieving the aim of the organization. And in the last and the least, what we have here, the kinds of intervention is nothing but, as I said you, how the humans have to be involved in the changes of the organization development and how they have to support us and why it is required. If I want to make involvement of human, that is human resources for the organization development. So in the same concept, I have to give them the performance appraisal. So the performance appraisal is nothing but the benefits for the employees has to be provided here. Module 1, as it said you people that one, in this module, the module 1 says for us organizational behavior, foundations of individual behavior. This is a chapter name what we have in the module 1, and it is very easiest concept what we have here. As you know that one, organizing is nothing but identifying and making arrangement of the process of work, how to be executed in the business sector based on the specialization or other concept. We are going to divide the work and make them to achieve the aim of the organization. The same thing what we have here, organization behavior is nothing but like how the behavioral factors affect the business or supports the business to reach the aim of any organization to be in the market for long run. And in this concept, we are going to learn the meaning and the definition of organization behavior, which will be there for you people for examination for 2 marks. What do you mean by organizational behavior? Or they may ask, define organizational behavior here. And the importance of organization behavior and what is the importance is there, why it is required for the organization, how it is going to support the organization, why it is that, why all the people are saying that in the behavior of any organization depends on the sectors that to grow in the market. Means here, if my behavior is proper, then definitely automatically the concept whatever we have in the mind that can be executed easily. If my behavior is not proper, that cannot be achieved in the market. For that reason, everywhere, wherever we go, our behavior should be proper. In the same way, the organization behavior should be proper to reach the goals easily without any hurdle. That is nothing but providing quality of services or making profit maximization or wealth maximization of any organization. So individual behavior always will support the organization to have a better name in the market. Any employee's behavior may affect the business of the organization. So every employee behavior should be proper and it should be analyzed clearly that one, how an employee is behaving within the organization as well as outside the organization, and how it may be affected. Either it may be reason for personal factors, like the personal factors, it may be that one age criteria, or the family members dependence on the employee, or the size, whatever it may be that one, or it may be the caste, or it may be the qualification. Plenty of factors are there which may affect the behavior of any individual within the organization or outside the organization. Even the status of the individual will affect the behavior of the person and may affect to the organization. Like this, the personality, the traits of personality, perception, and we have here managing perceptions. All these concepts are to be learned in such a way that one which supports the organization to get into the analysis of the work as well as the concept, whatever we have in the mindset of the employees, and makes them to change in such a way that one to improve the level of efficiency of any employee as well as to get the achievement of the employee as well as the organization. And module 2, in this we are going to learn the group and the team dynamic. Group is nothing but where 2 or more people are working in a same place at the right time with the right people. So this is the thing what we have group here. If the group are properly managed and the group are formed properly, then definitely there will be no conflicts in the organization or the departments or in any of the concern of the business sector. If the groups are not proper formally, like for example, if in the groups we have formal group, we have informal group, we have status group, we have personal group, we have like age group, we have like plenty of groups are there which makes the persons to work in the organization, and even the organization should know that one what type of groups are there within the organization, how they are performing for the betterment of the organization. If there is any conflicts in the group or from one group to the other group, the organization should be in a position to analyze what type of conflicts they have. Conflicts is nothing but the misunderstanding of the information passed by one person to other person. Means the frustration of the other person for the communication, not understanding in a proper way. Like this, the groups, how they are behaving within and outside the organization. Teamwork. When a team is formed in the organization, there should be a proper team where it has to support the organization to achieve the goals easily. If the team is not performing well, means the team leader or the person who is not taking care of the team or is not motivating the team or is not collecting the information from the team members properly, or the team is not executing the work properly, means where there is no proper coordination. So we require a dynamic team where it can work in any situation, or it may work in such a way that when whatever the changes in there in the market, it adopts easily and execute the work in such a way that when the organization will stand there for long run. This is the concept what we have here. And the group dynamics we may get for 2 marks question, and the stages of groups development, it may be for section B, and team dynamics, it may be for 2 marks question. Types of teams, conflict, sources of conflict, and interpersonal relationship. Like this we have for section B as well as section C questions, which are going to be asked in the examination, where you should be able to answer these questions, where we're going to discuss all these things in depth in our upcoming sessions. In the module 3, it is a concept what we have here, change management. Change management is nothing but a small modifications are made within the organization, or it may be outside the organization environment. How it is going to be reflected on individual behavior, it should be analyzed by the management before making any changes here. Like a small changes may give more impact on the involvement of the individuals in their work, or a small changes have more impact in the earning factor of the organization. So before making any changes, the organizations have to analyze in such a way that whether there is any necessity to have the changes, and if the changes are made in such a way that with more effectiveness, then there will be no problem either inside the organization or outside the organization. If there is a small impact on the individual behavior of the person within the organization, there may be a small issues may be created in the organization where it may affect the achievement of the aim of any organization, whatever they have intentions. So now there should be a planned changes has to be made properly. So a planned changes always support us to have better effective concepts within the organization as well as the outside the organization. And what are the basic steps are they? Factors influencing the changes means in the present scenario, we have to adopt the changes, or if we are not adopting the changes of either it may be the technology factor or the concept what we have adopted to produce the product, or the quality what we are giving to the consumers, that has to be changed. It means definitely that has to be brought within the organization for the betterment of the organization's development. If they're not understanding in such a way that why it is not required, so then in future the company may be in a huge losses. So for that reason, where and why and for what purpose the changes are required, if they analyze, it will be better. From this change management, Section A, there will be one question. Section B, there will be one question. Section C, there will be one question. So in all the three sessions, there will be one question compulsorily. So understand this concept and where it supports for your future examination purpose also. The fourth module, what we have here, organizational development. This is the part what every organization feels that after certain number of years, we require certain development in the organization, like developing with the increasing with number of employees, or the size of the organization, or the product of the organization, or introducing any other product by the organization. This is called organizational development. So we're going to understand the meaning and the nature of organizational development, where there will be 2 marks question for you people, and competences of an organization development practitioners, how they're going to support us to learn the present situation as well as and why it is required for every organization. Ethical guidelines for organization development, practitioner process of organizational development here. Like, so what are the practices have to be adopted by the organization for the purpose of the development? Either it may be human resources, or either it may be technological adoption within the organization. So these are the changes is nothing but development of the organization. Meaning of diagnosing means analyzing the situations in a proper way and making proper utilization of the what it is required and how it is required and when it is required for the organization. And in the module 5, we are going to learn of organizational development interventions. Say, in this one, designing is very important, and how the designing will support for the effective involvement of all the employees of the organization to have the achievement of the aim of the organization. Like in that one, they should know how to design, and after designing that one, how it is going to be an effective intervention, and they should have an overview of organization development interventions. If I bring this small development in the organization, whether our employees are going to understand the concept and they support us for the betterment and to get the more profit, as well as which will be supported for their performance appraisal benefits. So if they clarify each and every point to the employees of the organization, and if they analyze the thing what is required properly and training other things for the employees to get into this one and make out proper utilization of the changes. And in that concept, we have human process intervention, techno-structural intervention, HRM interventions, and strategic change interventions, and condition of optimal success of organizational development. It is nothing but here how you're going to involve the human resources and how the technological support will make the changes in the organization. Like for example, say human process intervention is nothing but the introducing of T group or process consultation or third party intervention, either team building like this. They have to make a creation within the organization for the changes to be brought or for the expansion of any organization here. So which type of things concept will be better for the either intergroup relation or macrosome group or large group interventions, whether I have to make it in an open area with a large number of employees, or the size it should be very small or medium size, or how to make the changes that can be adopted easily and communicated and better utilized for the benefits of the organization. Open system methods and open space method are the main things which will be asked in the examination for 2 marks questions for the people here. So understand this concept easily in the upcoming sessions, which will support for your next part here. Technological, say the structural design, functional structures, divisional structure, means if you want to change in the process of producing the product with the new technology, how it is going to be affected and how it supports for us to produce n number of products in a day or in an hour, and how it will be benefited for any individual. Like plenty of concepts are there which will be affected the organization to increase their part here. Geographic and market structure, product structure or network structure, boundaryless organization. Each and every techno concept will support the organization to develop their business as well as other part here. Like for example, geographic and market structure, it is nothing but we should have a proper news market. A news market is nothing but north, east, west, south, where in which region our product is more marketed and where I have to get benefited more and where I have to invest my new concepts are to be adopted to increase the sales or marketing. If you have a proper news, then there will be no problem in the organization part here. If there is no proper news analysis, then there will be great problem for the organization. And in the human resource management intervention, already I said you that one, performance management has to be adopted here and performance appraisal process are to be made here. Performance appraisal is nothing but giving benefits for each and every employee based on their involvement in the organization. Work, whatever they have been allotted by the organization, and even directly involving in the work execution as well as making the achievement of the goal of the organization, not as an individual part here. And after all the modules are completed here, we should know that one, the skill development activities is a concept which has been introduced by the university and which is supported for our children to make out easily certain imagination and the concepts which can be utilized in their business sectors or in their future business sector, and even for the internal assessment. In this skill development, we have the students have to draw a black and mountain managerial grid, and they have to list out the determinants of personality, which is easiest concept, and both the things on examination point of view, it may be section B or section C questions for them, which will be asked for the students. And next part, what we have here, the question paper pattern for the third sem BBA organization behavior subject. In this, it is a 60 marks question paper, and the 60 marks question paper has been divided into three parts here: part A, part B, and part C. Part A is for 2 marks, part B for 10 marks, and part C for 15 marks. In part A, they're going to ask you 7 questions where you have to write only 5 questions, and the total marks of weightage will be for part A 10 marks. And in part B, they're going to ask you number of questions will be 4 questions, and where you have to write only 2 questions, and the total weight will be 20 marks here. And part C, they're going to ask you 4 questions where you have to write only 2 questions, and total weightage of the marks are 30 marks. So total 10, 20 and 30, the question paper weightage is 60 marks, and it is very simple, and where the students can secure 60 out of 60 if they understand the concepts properly and write it in a required part here. Blueprint as per March 2023 question paper of University of Mysuru. We have made it here for the betterment of the students to know that one, how and from which unit they may get the questions benefited for the examination. Say, Module 1, Organization Behavior and Foundations of Individual Behavior. In this chapter, based on the March 2023 paper, there may be 2 questions for part A, and 1 question for part B, and 1 question for part C from the module 1. From module 2, the group and team dynamics, 2 marks question, there will be 2, and 10 marks question 1, and 15 marks question 1. And change management, as already I said that one, for part A there will be 1 question, part B 1 question, and part C 1 question. From the 4th chapter, that is organization development, part A there will be 1 question, and part B 1 question. And last chapter, the organizational development interventions, part A 1 question will be there, and part C 1 question will be there, where there was no question for the part B in your March 2023 question paper. But it may be small changes may be there, but this is the pattern how the questions are asked in the examination from each unit, which supports our students to get the paper easily and have the secured marks of 60 without any hurdles. If they get all the sessions information properly and they involve themselves in depth to the benefits of the organizational behavior, then definitely it supports them not only for the examination, even for their future development. The books which they can refer for the examination purpose, here some of the books are there which you can refer and understand the concepts easily for the examination purpose, or it may be even for your future concepts. These are the books we have here, like Organization Behavior McGraw-Hill Publications, and Organization Behavior by International Book House, and Organization Behavior by Himalaya Publications, and Management and Behavioral Process by Himalaya Publications, and Management and Behavior Process by Kalyani Publishers. These are the publishers are there where they are providing the books for you people, which will be supported for you to learn if you want in depth and to get more the concepts you can get into these books, and which supports your future. Thank you to all my dear students. In this session, we learned in such a way that what is organization behavior, and what are the modules are there in this subject, and what was the examination pattern are there for the subject and which module has more weightage as per the March 2023 question paper, and even we learned in such a way that how each and every module will support for the increase the efficiency of individuals involvement or the organizations changes, how it may reflect for the individual as well as outside part here. Thank you to one and all.